Hey guys, Jason here. In this video, I'm going to show you the fundamentals of how to play metal guitar solos. Alright, so real quick, this video is designed for beginners, so if you're just starting out and you want to learn some of the techniques on how to play metal guitar solos, this video is absolutely for you. I'm going to show you some common techniques that you'll hear in heavy metal guitar solos, and I'm going to give you a pattern to learn for each of those techniques. Now, if you're an intermediate level guitarist, I encourage you to hang in there because going back to some of these basics actually can help you. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing I want to share with you guys is alternate picking. We're going to work on a very simple pattern. Now we're going to get into a little bit more advanced style of alternate picking after this section here, so you're going to like that. But alternate picking is basically picking back and forth. Pick one side, pick the other side. No. So it's really just picking back and forth just like this. Now I struggled with this when I first started playing guitar because I started out playing Metallica style riffs and that was mostly downstrokes. Now this is back in like 1990, a long time ago. But when I finally decided to transition to start learning how to alternate pick, I had a hard time. So this pattern I'm about to teach you should help you get faster and get better at alternate picking. I want you to practice this over and over. Here's the pattern. Now the second technique I want to share with you guys, and this is kind of going to piggyback. Hey, it's a piggy bank. Huh? Anyway, so yes, we're going to piggyback off the alternate picking lesson, and we're going to speed things up a little bit to learn this pattern that I'm going to show you, and this is based on speed picking. Now, here's one little trick I do when I'm playing really fast alternate picking, aka speed picking. I use my neck pickup when I'm playing really fast patterns, really on anything, because somehow it makes those notes stand out a little bit more, and it's actually less muddy sounding when you're playing fast. It's just my opinion, so try it and see if you like it. So here's the pattern I want you to learn, and it's very simple, but I want you to practice this over and over until you get it down. This third technique I want to show you how to do is really killer, and this is probably your favorite part in many of the metal guitar solos that you've heard. And once you learn this, you're going to be like, man, this is cool. So it's called palm muted picking. Now I'm sure there's probably some other fancy names for it, but basically you're going to be picking the lead notes while you're palm muting those notes, kind of like you're playing metal rhythms. And this just makes your solos sound awesome when you throw this technique in the middle of a guitar solo. Now, the difference here is we're not going to be alternate picking those notes like we just learned in the first two patterns. We're actually going to be using downstrokes only. So here's the pattern. I want you to practice this over and over. The fourth technique I want to show you that's going to really enhance your metal guitar solos. This is actually a finger tapping technique, but it's not going to be the traditional finger tapping that you're used to hearing in most guitar solos. You see, most of what we hear out there is more for like a rock guitar solo, and those are cool, but this is about how to play metal guitar solos. So I'm going to show you kind of like a finger tapping meets pull-off technique, and we're going to go slow on this. Now, the difference here between the regular finger tapping and the pull-off is when you finger tap, you're basically pulling off one note with that right hand, with your picking hand, going to the next note like this, and then pulling off again on that same note with the right hand. So it's going to make more sense once we get into the pattern here. Alright guys, the fifth and final metal guitar solo technique I want to share with you and teach you how to play is just a very basic sweep picking pattern. Now, sweep picking is much different from anything that we've learned up to this point. Sweep picking is a very fluid movement of your right hand, or your picking hand rather, and you're basically letting that hand just kind of fall and then just glide back up. So you're not actually picking out each individual note. Now, I've actually got an entire beginner series on how to sweep pick and how to play sweep arpeggios. I'll post that link in the YouTube description, so after this video, I really encourage you to watch that, and you can see it up here somewhere as well. So let's get to this pattern. It's going to be a very basic 3-note pattern. I'm just going to kind of get you started on this technique. Alright guys, so now there's two things I have for you. I want you to do this. I want you to comment below and tell me which of the 5 techniques is your favorite. Remember, number 1, we learned just a very basic alternate picking pattern. Next, we sped that alternate picking pattern up to become speed picking. Then we learned a really cool way to palm mute our lead notes so that it makes our guitar solos sound way cooler. Number 4, I taught you how to do a really cool finger tapping meets pull-off technique. And lastly, I gave you a very basic sweep picking pattern to learn. So which one is your favorite? And secondly, which one was the most difficult for you? I'd really like you to comment on that and tell me which metal guitar solo techniques you find most challenging for you, and maybe I can help you overcome those and share some other videos and techniques with you. Oh guys, real quick, quick, I'm also giving away a free metal guitar lesson guide. There's a link for that in the YouTube description as well. So just click on that. It'll take you to my website at jasonstallworth.com. So make sure you download your free metal guitar practice guide. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this metal guitar solo lesson for beginners. I hope this helps you. And until the next video, as always, keep it metal.